and really, and then really does it.
Okay. 3, 2. See now, done redirecting live stream.
We're going live.
3, 2, 1. We are live.
I think we're live. We are live. I can see us be live right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to Tuesday night, talking a little arm wrestling on ARMTV. I'm Uncle John. Man, I'm looking like a bank robber tonight, I think.
Yeah, I love it. I love
on.
it. Bring the gangster.
Bringing it in. And with me, as always, the one, the only, Gary Roberts.
What's up, bro?
Not too much.
Dude, I got back.
Saying, I feel like I haven't talked to you in a long time.
Yeah. I got back to, oh my God, it's crazy. Okay. You know, I was working on the house, right? And because I was working on the house, I was like, okay, like we're talking a lot of money that could be made or lost depending on the shape of your house, right?
Yep.
So it's like, I'm trying to do good for the family. Every dollar you make on this house goes towards, this is, most people
bring home the bacon, Gary.
Yeah, it's not my house. It's for my wife's family.
Bring them home the bacon.
Yeah. Well, like most people, they have most of their retirements tied up into your home, right? So
Sure.
It's like, I want her to I'm handy. Things need to be done. So I'm like,
you did fix the leak in the pool, Gary.
Yeah.
20 years, Gary. That was leaking for 20 years, Gary.
It's for serious. Anyways, the point is, I was like, arm wrestling is going to be around a long time. This is just a temporary thing. So I'll do the live. So I'm just going to pause updates. So I had committed, I don't know, last year that I would do an update a day for eternity. And, I don't know how many days in a row I did one update a day, but I was pretty consistent. But it is a lot of work to always have something in the shoot. And it's like,
oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And I'm like, okay, had I been at 1 million subscribers, I would say, okay, that was worth it. Yeah. But since, I'm completely happy with the growth of the channel, 100% fine. However, it's like, I was sitting back one day. I was like, you don't need to kill yourself. Like you can take some days off. You are trying to raise a baby. So I was like, okay, I was going to do 2 or 3 years straight. I was going to do 2-3 years straight. I wanted to break some sort of arm wrestling record by not having any gaps in my updating.
Yes.
But that turned out to be like, okay, I bit off a little more can chew. I have years and years of content, and it's like, okay, relax. It's all gonna all come out. So anyways, make a long story short, I paused. I was like, okay, I got to focus on the house. This is what happened with CrossFit. Like when people say, why did you step away from arm wrestling? It's like I get singularly focused. Once I started working for CrossFit, it's like that's what's on my brain. Blah, 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 blah. So here I became house. Anyways, I kind of was like closing off the videos because it was just too much. Well, anyways, in the last couple of days, I've gotten my life back in order. I started going through the old content again, and I started slapping myself saying, how in the world could you have stopped going through this footage? I was like, it is like Christmas morning when I'm scrolling through just random folders in my hard drives. I'm telling you, dude, it is like finding Christmas presents.
Oh, I believe it.
It's never ending.
There was some awesome stuff. You just put out a bunch of stuff, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like in the last 24 hours, it seems.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I am not exaggerating to say that since I've started sharing videos, I'm still discovering. Like I was Googling a couple days ago. Somehow I came across Richard Lupke's. I guess, is Richard sick?
So I haven't heard anything in a long time, but Richard was sick. He was in the hospital for a bit. I don't know. It was something like post. I don't even want to say. I don't know. I don't have any reliable information, but I know that Shirley made a couple updates, but I haven't heard anything lately.
Well, I hope Richard is okay. But I like saw his name on the internet. I was like, you know what? I really haven't posted any Richard. So I just started searching my drives and I was like, oh, Ron Bath, Richard Lovekeys.
I'm
so
saving it. I haven't watched it yet. I'm saving it for tomorrow.
Oh my God. It just is. It's just the cool stuff that I have is priceless. Anyways, I just wanted to let the community know that I've got fired up again.
Gary's fired up, everybody.
I recognize like every day is like Christmas. So, and I have to apologize because I said I'd be done with the Pulling John little mini doc. I spoke too soon. I'm not happy. I'm one of those situations where I'm like trying to fit stuff in that maybe I should cut. And I'm like,
guys, oh, Gary's not happy with it.
I'm like, oh, it's like, I should just put it out. Just pretend like it's for arm wrestlers. My brain shouldn't say, oh, like the Naveed, the producer who stepped in and financed Pulling John is going to watch this. So is he going to critique my editing? And it's like, I'm getting all weirded out. And now I have to just bitch slap myself because now I'm procrastinating and I've put it aside because there's a couple areas I'm not liking. So anyways, that's why that's not out yet. So
it's coming out. Hey, Robert Kelly with a $5 super chat. Gary, are you doing any training for your match with Ryan? But before you answer that, I just want to acknowledge that Robert Kelly is a problem in our arm wrestling community.
R. Kelly.
This guy is a problem.
Wait. Is Robert Kelly the guy who said the comment about the women in the kitchen?
So. I think so. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I don't know who Robert Kelly is. But when he posted that, we're going to get into the uncensored thing in a second. But I want you to let you know, when he posted that, I did not buy that. I did not buy it at all. I was like, oh, he's just clearly trolling. Like,
I can't believe how many got involved in that. How many posts? 350, 400?
Oh my God. Oh my God. It brought me back. Listen. Gary, you talk to yourself when you are alone, don't you? Yes, I do. Hermes Desperini. Robert, here's the deal. Ryan, training hard. Yes, I'm doing Devon Laird. I'm going to talk about my training, but I'm going to keep it secret. Have we seen any training with Devon Laird yet?
A few. I didn't watch the last one or two videos he put out, but we've seen him.
You've seen him hit a bag?
But I
haven't seen him actually work in a bag.
Maybe just moving around, I guess. I'll have to catch up on all Devon's videos. He put out a cool one about his family. It's kind of
no. I saw that. It was like nice. Got all teared up. Yeah. Robert, I'm coming in strong for Ryan. You best believe it. He better too, because this is my one shot. This is my shot. This is my opportunity. Bam! To come back. Okay. So I want to get into this Arm Wrestling Uncensored thing really quick because somebody posted a poll about who the best podcasts. And I'm telling you, I was really upset, and for a reason that you probably won't know.
Oh,
I wanted to be able to advertise that I am the worst podcaster in arm wrestling. Did you
get a vote?
I was like, I was at the bottom for like so long, and I was like, yes, yeah, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna run with it. But I snuck into like third place behind Uncle John.
Nice.
And Neil Pickup.
Nicely done.
I'm mad. Carolyn Loomis sparked some votes to
oh, nice.
I had no votes until she came in and was like,
hey, really come around on you, huh?
I don't know what the Carolyn,
she seems to be all time.
Yeah, she
so let me be clear. Neil was number 1. I was number 2, and you were number 3 for a show that I also host.
Yeah.
Just so everyone is clear.
I mean, I feel like having Neil Pickup in there is kind of unfair because everyone, of course, Neil's.
Look, yeah,
I mean,
Neil,
everyone knows Neil's the man.
we are just lucky to be in Neil's shadow most of the time.
Yeah.
From his knowledge, his overall knowledge is off the charts. His ring of influence and knowing of people, like he knows every single person, and like we'll invite them on so he can have the best guests. It's all the stuff. Really, he brings it all together on a different level.
I want people to know you should redo that, but just remove Neil and see where those other 90 votes are, because everyone knows he's the one. So it would be interesting to see what happens without Neil in there, just to see where. I think you'd still win. You'd be the man. You are really coming on. Like you're the guy. Like I'm lucky to be involved with you.
Well, I'm just happy to do it. I'm just happy that anyone is even interested, right? Like 2 weeks ago, I think I went live like 7 times in the week, and I just enjoy it. It's fun, it's and now I'm figuring out little ways to get into the community a little bit more, kind of interact a little bit more. And well, to go back to your thing about the amount of time we put into these videos, I've completely changed the way I do my videos. The production quality has gone down, but it's gone from 20 hours of work to about 2 hours of work. And that allows me to do a lot more content and a lot more videos. So
I feel, I don't know. The live, you started the live?
I was not the first person to do lives, I don't think. But I would be comfortable saying that I helped prove the concept of the current version of live streams that we do.
I feel like you went live, then I was like doing the Beauty and the Beast, and I was like, God, Uncle John is so easy. He's just going live, and I'm like, I'm gonna go live. But I feel like there's definitely been this whole tidal wave, and once, I guess you're the one that taught Neil how to go live. It's like, dude's unstoppable now that he knows how to go live. Like, snap.
Yeah. I'll also take credit for teaching Neil how to go live. Thank you very much.
I just said that.
Oh, you did. Sorry.
I just said that. Dan New York, $5 super chat. Support the sport. We appreciate your $5 super chat. Daniel, I've got some big news. So, as you guys know, I was talking about the house. The studio, we close on the 15th, and cross your fingers, as long as everything goes correctly, I'm out of here, and I'm going to the Pacific Northwest.
So you're going home.
Yeah, with the experience of seeing, while I was here, Caroline's father, he passed away. God rest his soul.
How long have you been in Chicago for?
We came, man, it's been over a year now.
And where were you before that?
I was at, so my daughter was born at the exact start of the pandemic. In fact, when my son was born right at the start of the pandemic, we took him out of the hospital right as they were saying, no one can enter the hospital. Right. And so because my wife had maternity leave, she had months where she wasn't going to work. And so our lease was up, and we're like, you know what, we should go visit the grandparents, let them have kid time. And so we went and spent a few months with my mom. And then that's when the world was just falling apart. And right when it was like, is it safe to travel? We're like, we got to go visit Caroline's parents. So we just got in the car and drove, tried to do our best. Anyways, not to get all into that business, but the point is, with this experience, and now my wife works from home, I was like, my dad's going to get old. Yeah. He's not going to be here forever. And I've only seen my dad like once or twice a year. My daughter's in Oregon. So I'm like, California is an expensive place to live, and it's not getting any cheaper. So I told my wife, I said, in Chicago, I was like torn. I was like, to be honest, to build ARMTV, Chicago's been a perfect place. I could get anywhere in the country, but I had to think about family first. I'm like, when I go travel to tournaments, it's now layovers and not direct flights, which kind of sucks.
Right.
But you know, anyways, it'll be different. Anyways, I point at Dan York. I'll get to visit you guys up there in Washington.
Yeah, Daniel had another super chat of $5. He says, "Super match me, Gary. I'll rip that arm off for you."
You know, I think I will bitch slap you.
Ooh.
I don't think you guys understand what you got going on over here.
Well, you got to get through the 98% first.
Yeah, Ryan. Okay, so let's go to the topics of the night. We got Frode and we got Coach Ray.
Yeah,
which I watched the stream.
Mm-hmm.
You watched it?
Yep.
Or did you watch it later?
I watched it. I watched it during, and then I watched some clips of it afterwards.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to talk about the Devon Larratt boxing thing because last week, I don't know if you remember, I think it was Evan Burgoyne.
Yeah.
He said, dude, you didn't do your effing research and you have a talk show? You're going to come on here and have not done your research? So I'm proud to say I did a little research. Not just into the Devon Larratt match, but into the Eddie Hall versus Hafthor, how that match got started, the fire between them. Sure. And then I went and watched Hafthor.
Yeah.
Hafthor's, I watched his boxing match. So I'm excited to talk about that. But I want to get back to this Arm Wrestling Uncensored. Oh, damn it. Uncle John.
What's going on, man?
Damn it. Okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try something new. I want the people to know I'm committed as this channel grows that I want to give back.
Oh, so, we're doing some give back rep here.
Yeah, yeah. So I have this. Here's what I'm going to do. And I don't know if it's going to work or not. At the end of the show, before we log off, I'm going to give away $50.
What?
To somebody in the chat. $50. This is all I can afford, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to do more, but if I were to do this on a long-term basis, that's 200 bones a month. That's some real coinage.
What do they got to do? What is it for? What do they got to do?
Ronan, sorry about disappearing last week. I had to go to the hot. Oh, Ronan, I thought I offended you, Ronan. I was like, oh, damn. He was going to be like my expert testimonial witness.
Right. I forgot.
And I was like, I didn't get to him fast enough. Really, what it was, Ronan, is I was like trying to save the meat of that conversation towards the end. So I was trying to do the small talk first with the lesser known guests. Okay, so tonight I'm giving away. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm giving away $50. So, you know, when you rewatch the show after it goes live, like you've probably, like when I'm going on an Uncle John live stream that I missed.
Yeah.
I watch the show, but then I open up the live chat replay.
Yeah. See what people are talking about.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about anybody else in here, but it's my favorite part of live streams. Like when I go watch somebody's live streams, I'm always reading the chat because I'm just curious because I'm a nosy bosey. I'm curious what people are talking about.
Yeah, because as arm wrestling is growing, we're getting a bunch of weirdos in here and they're funny.
So to encourage you to chat, to keep saying things, chat. But the one rule of the game is how you lose is it can't be like it can't just be an emoji spamming. It can't just be spam. It's got to be like you're contributing. So you know the rules.
Mazel is cursing you out right now.
Why?
Because everybody's going to spam shit now.
No spamming. Those are the rules. No spamming. For instance, if it's a repeat thing, then you lose. You don't get
you're denied completely.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a die. I'm going to roll the dice until I have a time code. So if I am a chatty Cathy, Benjamin. Damn straight, bitch. If we're live for 2 hours, that's 120 minutes. So 120 minutes would be how many spaces? 12000, right?
Sure.
Oh no, 2 hours. It's in 2 hours. So it'd be 2 hours and 43 minutes and then 31 seconds. So I'm going to roll the die until I have the time code. And then whoever is the time code
Gary,
wins the $50.
I feel like the meme where it's Zach Galifianakis and he's being Rain Man is just numbers all over. And I really have no goddamn clue what you're talking about.
It's very simple. Chat.
Very simple. Guys,
the more you chat, like,
very simple.
Okay, so
Get serious.
I rolled the dice 2. So if we go 2 hours, it'd be 2 hours and something. So whoever's going to win is the chat. Two. So, okay. 2 hours, 6 and 1, 2 hours and 61 minutes. That'd be 3 hours.
Does that mean we have to do a show for 2 hours and 61 minutes?
Well,
which is 3 hours and 1 minute.
The point is, if I know we're logging off at 2 hours and 45 minutes, then it has to be a less than a 2, less than a 4, less than a 5, or 5 minimum. I'll explain. Just know if you want $50, just keep chatting. Okay. The point is we have 1 million subs. I could be giving away $5,000 right now.
That's true, Gary. And you know what? One of these people in this chat could be that person. You could be giving away $5,000.
I don't. If you go on YouTube, some of these bigger channels, they do give away some crazy money. Like they're doing weird things where they give away $10,000 to somebody in the.
Yeah, like that's what Stacey Morgan had happen. He won that thing from Mr. Beast.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I want you to know that as an arm wrestling challenge, I want to do shit like that. Anyway, so chat, like someone says, great idea. So great idea, Jeremy James. I don't know in the time code when we replay this, whatever your time code, if you're the magic number, you can win. Okay, so let's get back to the great stuff. First, Arm Wrestling Uncensored.
Yeah.
We had that chat. I mean, these guys are going crazy. And I'm wondering, is the whole point? So it comes up in my feed and I'm getting the opinion that the point they're trying to grow the channel by just being ridiculous. Is that what's going on?
Well, I don't know fully what's going on. I'm supposed to have several of the guys that moderate that page on the show tomorrow night.
Wait. R. Kelly, is he a member or is he part of the group?
Member, as far as I know. I don't know if he's a moderator or not, but he's a hell of a member.
David Kahlo, calling my credit card company, charge back the $4.99 for no super chat. Where did I miss you, David?
Did we miss David? Oh, we missed David. He says, just because you guys keep saying Arm Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, wait. That was, listen. When we're deep in the heavy discussion, you got to give us a minute to go back.
Gary, you're dealing with fire here. David Kotlow, he's the leader of the gang.
Yeah. David. Anyways,
flash of colors.
So R. Kelly, so that's there's been a couple of legitimate conversations I've seen on there. One, when are you done with when should you kick someone out of amateurs?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's got some top. Damn, I should have screenshot. I knew I'd forget. There was a couple other good ones. So there's some good conversations, but then there's that crazy one. Tell me about it. Tell me about this. Something about women arm wrestling?
Well, okay. So I have to go back and I went through the whole thing. We're talking about Arm Wrestling Uncensored, where it's got like close to 1,500 people in there now. Robert Kelly, $5 super chat says, I'm just a member for now. Robert Kelly is rising in the ranks though. And so there's 1,500 people in there. There's close to 400 comments on this one post. And the original post, do you have the original post there?
I'm going there now.
So the original post is something along the lines of, why don't more women show up at arm wrestling tournaments to fill out the weight classes in the women's division, right? which when you just look at it on the face of it is a fine question to ask, right? Women's the popularity of women's arm wrestling is nothing compared to men's arm wrestling, right?
Okay, I got it. It says, why don't women show out for events? They are more entertaining to watch, which that post isn't, there's nothing offensive about that.
No.
There's nothing crazy. But then this nutball, can I read what he says?
I think so.
I think it's just because most events don't have a kitchen. So they don't feel comfortable. Which, dude, you know that guy, you know you don't talk like that in real life. Come on.
But the bait was set.
Listen, I'm not gonna, it will take an hour to read through the comments, so we are not gonna go there. But when I read the comments, I think to myself, oh, you guys haven't had the troll class. Like, you know, yeah, this is trolling 101. Like,
I don't think people have caught on. A lot of different people haven't figured it out. Matt Craig was like, listen here, Buster, there's real people in real life and they're going to kick your ass, man. Like that's what his responses were.
Oh, that's how I found that thread, because of the Matt, the response. There was a secondary post with those peeps. And anyways, I would like to discuss the serious topic for 1 second. Women's arm wrestling, dude, we've all tried. We've all been there. We've all done that. It's like, it's very difficult to grow women's arm wrestling. It's like, I had $20,000. And now that what
did you do? What did you do with the $20,000? Tell me what you did with those $20,000. What did you do to entice the ladies?
Well, what I'm just saying, so my sponsor gives me $20,000, and it's like a kid in the candy store trying to think of all the different ways you could spend $20,000 for arm wrestling. And because I was trying to be fair to all, you know, I budgeted, I can't remember, let's say $3 grand. I think it was 17 for men, 3 for women. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's not fair. It's already not fair. The thing is, in arm wrestling, it's not even fair. It's not even right and left-handed. Like, I think Leonard and Denise have like if 500 is right hand first place, then left is like 3. They kind of have that breakdown for ratio. So in arm wrestling, it's right-handed favoritism, then the left hand, then way down the women get the short end of the stick. But it's like a legitimate question. We all wish. But at the end of the day, I have a tournament, Curacao. Leonard and Denise, they give away like 40 grand in Curacao. It's like an island down in South America or something. And the women's turnout was so poor. I think John Brzezink's wife just entered a class. John Brzezinck or Ron Bass's wife, one of them just entered a class so they could get the 3rd place prize money. They didn't even have to arm wrestle.
Legends.
So it's like this is the state of women arm wrestling. But we know that there's like obviously some beasts, but it's like, if you're involved in the discussion about women's arm wrestling and then some dude comes in with the kitchen statement, dude, you just ignore it.
Robert Kelly with a $5 super chat. He says, I just tick them all off so that they will show up and beat me. Hashtag women power.
Anyways, if you want, you guys got to go sign up for this thing. The point of this, if we could get to a point, you can't do this on the arm wrestling discussion that Artem runs.
Say that one more time.
You can't have these discussions. Like, you'd be banned.
Well, I don't necessarily know. I don't know what the deal is, you know.
Well, you're over there. I'm banned. I can't see. But if somebody posted that question about women's arm wrestling and then somebody posted kitchen, blah, blah, blah. Would there be a thread with 400 statements?
Well, probably not. Probably not.
She'd be kicked off.
I don't know if you'd be kicked off, but it would probably get shut down.
Well, anyways, I've enjoyed it, and keep doing your posts on Facebook stuff.
The new content, Gary.
Eric Roussin says one actual pro woman entered. So it wasn't even. So all the ladies were like spouses. Like, dude, imagine that. I don't know how. So it's funny because I post the old content, and there's clearly a divide. The new people are like, what? Man, some people have only experienced arm wrestling since COVID. They don't know what big things are happening with arm wrestling besides, like, Michael Todd and Devon Larratt. So for them to hear about, they just can't imagine a tournament with 40 grand in some foreign country where I can't remember, it's John or Ron's wife is like, yeah, I made $600 this weekend. It's like, what? What? Can you imagine that? That's crazy. I want you guys to know it's in all. Sarah Backman, you guys know that I have a video that has millions of views on YouTube. We've arm wrestled before. I arm wrestled when she was 16. I arm wrestled her however old she was when we were at the LA Fit Expo. And now at some point we're going to meet again. And no disrespect to Sarah, but I got that. Bam. So
I think there's going to be plenty of disrespect in your face, is what I think.
Here's the deal. When you watch that video, you can see me crack her hand a little bit, but I decide to go inside. She doesn't take me inside. I go inside because that's where she was stronger. But she felt very, her fingers weren't intimidating to me. So it was like, okay, I want to have a good match. So I go inside. Danny Lurick, she would crack you now. Set it up.
Coming soon.
Bam.
Ermy's training. You're training now?
Because I got Ryan. Got a bitch slap Ryan.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about that in a second. Ermy's Desperini, $4.99 super chat says, Arm Wrestling Uncensored brought up Spotto versus Shaw. I think Spotto wins that easy. I feel like Chance Shaw fanboys get so hurt if you pick against him. Discuss. You know who Eric Spotto is?
Of course. No one. It's a one video that didn't go viral. I totally thought it would. I have Eric Spotto and I think Michael Todd in Vegas 06.
Oh, yeah.
And no one got excited about that match. I thought it was weird. But he was like 100 pounds lighter.
Right. He's a monster. He's a mega monster. So for me, I mean, obviously Chance Shaw is, in my opinion, a better arm wrestler than Eric Spotto. But Eric Spotto is just fantastically strong. So I don't know. I have to think about that a little bit.
I mean, I will say this. I think it's pretty easy to just say this. Eric Spotto, if he has a chance, it's match one. But I don't think he wins. I don't think a best of 5, he's got it in him.
To beat Chance?
Yeah, like
I think he's going to blow up.
I just don't know if he arm wrestles enough to have.
That's the big question, right? Because he's not dedicated arm wrestler.
Yeah. I know he's very strong, but I don't know if his arm has 3 to 5 matches in it. Gotcha. So I would say the first match is where he's going to be strongest. What's up, everyone? Welcome to chat. We're giving away $50 a Dan. Keep chatting, keep a chatting. Okay, so
wait. We got some other super chats we got to kill off first here. Not kill off, but appreciate generously and graciously. Daniel Urich, $5 super chat says she would crack you now. Sarah Bachman would crack that ass. Boom. I kind of agree.
Hey, let's set it up. Daniel Llewellyn, Sarah
Carolyn first. Gary, I hate boxing also, but this is different. It's Devon. By the way, you are 2-5 of most anticipated matches this year. Oh, you're 2 2 of the 5 most anticipated matches this year, Gary. High
She's
from
basically
work.
saying she's excited to watch me bitch slap Ryan Grandin.
I don't blame her. I get excited too.
Okay, Danielle Llewellyn. Gary, Sarah's a lot
$5.
stronger than I am. That's all I'm saying.
What was Danielle doing to you, Gary?
I mean, we had a pretty good match. Let's
What
just
does that
say.
mean, Gary?
What?
What does that mean?
Oh, did you share the video?
No.
She filmed it. I don't think I filmed it. Danielle, I think I'm forgetting, Danielle. I'm totally drawing a blank.
Sure. So you remember when you were dominating Sarah Bachman, you remember every move, you remember every moment, you put her into the hook, but then you arm wrestle Danielle and you're like, did we arm wrestle? Did that get on film?
My video with Sarah has millions of hits and it's been on my channel for like 10 years. Okay, Danielle, listen. You and I are friends. I am trying to promote a brand where I am much stronger than all the women I arm wrestle. If you have footage of you handling me during an arm wrestling match, you need to hide it. Shh. Don't tell everyone the fix is in here. Gary is not as strong as he talks. He talks a big game. Bam, bam, bam. Danielle, honest question. I don't know if you've been watching these shows before, but I've been in total fixing house mode since we last hung out. I cannot remember. Did you film that match or did I? Because I don't remember. Tell me where that footage is. Put it down in the chat. Okay, let's move on to the topic. I want to. Uh-oh.
Oh, buddy. You're still hanging in there. You're still hanging in there, Gary.
Do you see me?
I can see you. Can you hear me?
Dude, we just had a power outage.
Oh, man. I lost you, and then it came right back.
Oh, that was scary. That was scary.
Was
okay.
amazing.
Last week, let's get to the top. We'll talk about Coach Ray after. Last week, I was hit by not doing my research. So I was curious. I don't follow strongman that much, but I'm like, okay, I should know how the initial match got set up. I watched Neil Pickup's live podcast with Eddie Hall, and I was like, ooh, I didn't realize Eddie Hall was like really angry with
oh yeah, he hates him.
Yeah. So that right away got me more curious, interested in the original match, because I'm like, one of the things that bugged me about boxing is, okay, so I'll just cut to the chase. I went and watched a Hapthor. I know I watched part of it when we were watching that live stream build up to Devon and Michael, but I totally forgot about it. So I went back, rewatched back that, and I was 100% disappointed. I don't know what exhibition means, but it's a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. It's a waste of people's money. I don't know if Devon Larratt and Hafthor is, quote, exhibition, but you need to toss that out of your vocabulary and do not do pay-per-views that involve exhibition. Or was that free? Was it free or was it pay-per-view?
I think it was free if you bought the King of the Table, maybe. I can't remember how it went.
Anyways, I was completely disappointed and reminded I have not watched a lot of boxing in my life, but the ones that I have watched, I'm so disappointed by the calculated cautious, the really like
they don't want to get hurt. They just want to get
watching 2/3 of a round where no one is really trying. And so when I watched Neil Pickup show and Eddie was like, oh, somebody asked them not to even, like, don't even try with Hafthor. Like, don't touch him, kiss him, like tickle him. Oh, the words were tickle him. And I was like, it can't be that bad. So I went and watched it, and let me tell you, it was that bad. Like, it was so bad. And all my excitement for this match went from like this to like now I'm suddenly concerned and scared because it's Devon and Hafthor. Are they friends?
I don't think they're friends. I think they're acquaintances.
Yeah. Well, anyways, if Devon's out there, I wanted to give Devon a message. Please, for the love of God, don't be involved in any of that business. It's not going to help your brand. You dancing around just killing 3 minutes, trying not to get hit. That's not going to do anything for your brand, in my opinion. Like,
you don't think that Devon should fight Thor?
No, I don't think you should fight Thor with the same amount of energy that I just watched that Vasily guy fight Thor. Like, wait, if you're going to get in the ring, you need to show me some effort. I need to see like actual people caring. If I'm going to promote people to pay money to watch this, for the love of God, please be serious about it and try to do good and try to friggin', even if you like the guy, you have to try to win. It means you have to try to, like the Eddie Hall, he like really wanted to hurt Hathor. Like, can you not have a boxing match? Like, I didn't want to hurt Barry Bourne, but I was going to try my best. And Travis was like, oh, you care about this too much. Like, that's why, like, this was supposed to be like almost fake. And when I was watching, like, if you Google Hathor's boxing match, there's Matt Rhodes Sports channel. He did some commentary on the last boxing match, and he pretty much straight up says that, like, yeah, if this professional boxer was really trying, he could have totally knocked Hathor out. He's right. Like, they tell you that, like, this is just for fun. And who in the world wants to watch a boxing match under those conditions? So I'm begging that that's not this scenario, right? Is this for real, or is this quote exhibition?
I don't know what the actual label is for the match, but Devon put out a video last week sometime, and he was kind of explaining, his perception of it. And he said something to the extent of, I'm coming here to fight. That's what he said, that's what's my interpretation of what's going on. We will be fighting.
Please. Because the thing I watched, embarrassing. If I were Core Sports, I would want nothing to do with that. Why do you have 3-minute rounds if two of the guys are not going to do anything for 2/3 of it? Like, what is the point? Like, imagine if we are setting up an arm wrestling match and then we say, ready, go. And then you guys just kind of become limp and you look at each other and you're like, all right, whenever you're ready,
I'm going to hit you.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm going to hit you.
For 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh my, I got you. Fake out, bitches. I mean,
oh my God, Gary.
Come on. So anyways, my point is, Devon Larratt, I believe in this. I think even if you lost because you went for the gold, because you were throwing hard, everything I was watching about this match, they were saying, oh, your endurance, blah, blah, blah. Like, you need to toss that worry, like, oh, I don't have endurance for this, so I don't want a red line. I don't want to put myself in where I'm too tired. No, you got to go for it, man. That's how you're going to get glory. Let's watch Rocky, all the Rocky matches, and I'm like, okay, that, even though that's fake movie business, that's what we want to see as a viewer.
Look, here's the deal. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen in this match. But first, Daniel Urich with a couple super chats, $5, says 25 more likes till epic shelf pick. I could probably figure out something. When I get really big and I do the money giveaways, the money would be tied to the thumbs up. So the amount of money we're giving away is how many thumbs up we get. There you go. Daniel Urich with another $5. He says, do you think Devon will bite Thor's ear? I can only hope. I can truly only hope. But let me tell you something. As someone who knows a lot about arm wrestling and almost nothing about boxing, I guarantee you, with as much percent accuracy as a man of my condition can, that Devon Larratt is going to literally retire Thor. He's going to retire him. Thor will not box Eddie. Devon will box Eddie. Devon's got it done. Over.
Okay.
Good night, Thor.
I didn't know much about Thor. I watched the Game of Thrones. I love the mountain character. But when I researched the backstory for their beef with the 2017 World Strongman, do you know the story? Did you research?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of vaguely know what's going on. It started with a certain bad call at, I think, World's Strongest Man, something like 3 years ago, something like that, 4 years ago. I can't remember.
Okay, there's a video on Eddie Hall's channel. It was released March 2020. It's got like 7 million views. It gives the whole backstory. But I would like to just go on record because I am currently certified as a CrossFit coach. I've been to many CrossFit seminars working for CrossFit. I know the difference between the press and the push press and the push jerk and all that. And the whole thing with that one, they had a difference of 1 point. And they were doing the I think it was the Viking press where they were able to dip and press it over their head, but they couldn't, their knees had to be locked out. And if your knees were not locked out, then there was what they call a double dip. And it is so clear as day that half Thor's knees were not locked out. So it was a perfectly fine no rep, 100%. And because he's the famous guy, he went around and was like trashing Eddie, saying that they cheated me. They were in cahoots with the referee. And I watched the whole thing. And as a person who has no dog in this race, it's clear as day that he wasn't cheated. It was a no rep. When you watch them do the event side by side, when they intercut the matches, Eddie Hall's matches are cleaner. He got one more rep, perfectly fine.
So suck it, Thor. Devon's going to crush your face.
Yeah. So anyways, the reason why I bring up that story is because after watching that backstory, I was thinking to myself, oh, I have no problem getting behind Devon. Like, I don't feel bad. Like, he's been kind of a poop publicly. So I'm thinking I 100% feel pretty good about hoping Devon goes in and does retire my man.
I love it. We got White Wolf with a $5 super chat. He says, I totally agree with you, Gary, on this. Devon needs to try to feckin' destroy half Thor. White Wolf followed that up with, my question is, how many people will pay $11 for the pay-per-view from Core Sports ever again if this is less than for real and just two buddies having a slap match? Good question. I think they got to go. I think they will go. I think that Devon will force it there, because think about this. What is one thing that Devon has full command of that Thor is not even really aware of in the world? It is the mouth. It is the ability to communicate. It is the ability to manipulate the emotions of your opponent. And as soon as Devon starts it, he started picking in a couple little videos. As soon as he gets in the ring and he starts talking to Thor, it might be a different story.
Exactly. And the only thing, like, if Devon is going to be dancing around and not throwing jabs, if he was doing some smack talking during that downtime, you know, like getting this, I could get behind that. Like, you know, some punching, some smack talking, some bam. But I just want to see, some real aggression. I think that's what the key to. Oh, and someone says, would Core Sports be able to? Core Sports supported that last one where it's clearly like a waste of people's times. I'm sorry, a waste of people's times. No disrespect, but like that. It's the same thing with the RO10. Like, anybody who throws matches for their buddy or like try, like,
it's not the moral standard
require. Like, if you and I were to box, Uncle John, so let's say we set up a box. You can beat me arm wrestling, but let's say we set up a boxing match. Like, I love you, Uncle John, but I would tell you that when we get in the match, I'm just going to try my best. I'm going to do my best, but it has nothing to do with like, not, you know, would you be like Barry Bourne where you got like all offended that I was like telling you I was going to beat your ass?
No, I haven't taken one thing you've said seriously in the 10 years I've known you.
But I was serious with Barry Bourne, but he got like butthurt. Anyways,
Oh my god.
that's my little just begging Devon, please go for it. I've watched enough boxing in the last few years to see the calculated, like, oh, I'm just trying to get points and try not like, dude, you got to be risky. You go viral in this world by being risky, not by, freaking patty caking, playing.
No patty cake.
So
Patty cake denied.
That's what I say.
Sans cakes of patty.
Can Gary show us what would do on loop for 5 minutes? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Somebody was asking us to give our opinion on seminars.
Oh, seminars.
Let me go back to that. Oh, and the question you read, White Wolf, thank you for your super chat. This would make more money than make more pay-per-views than Michael Todd and Devon.
This fight?
Yeah, like if you just said number of draw people watching,
man. I am not very up to date on what the realities of what those matches are doing. I mean, it probably, because it's got arm wrestling fans and strongman fans and boxing fans. Does that equal more viewers and more buys? I don't know.
I would just say all of you, if it ends up being where 2/3 of the rounds are just air jabbing and nobody's hitting each other, it will do nothing. It's going to do nothing for the sport of arm wrestling.
There and grind it out. All right. This is going to be, what if Devon goes in there and he clubber langs it, and he's like, come on, Thor, come on. And he makes Thor chase him around. Yeah. And he makes Thor try to knock him out, and Thor gets tired. And Devon just comes out swinging.
Okay. Oh, that was the one thing I got from even the commenters was like, okay, so half Thor, he's like on his back foot. Basically, his entire strategy is to be just defensive. He wants you to come after him. He's not going to be like chasing you. So if half Thor fights that same way, then it's going to be up to Devon to go at him, which is, quote, what they want. But that's how you're going to go viral. You got to go at him. If Devon is like waiting for half Thor's never going to come, bro. He's just going to dance around. And then when he does hit, he's just going to do. When he started punching, it reminded me of like a toy I had when I was a kid that only swiveled at the hips.
Mm-hmm.
That's the opinion I got. Killing myself to live. It won't be that serious.
Everybody in the chat thinks I'm high.
Are you? We've had no guests tonight. Nobody come.
Nobody. I haven't seen anybody come in. Anybody want to come in? Chit chat.
Is that it?
Oh,
the other thing, I feel like Devon. So when Devon says my cardio is shit, it's like Devon's cardio compared to like average people, like.
In the stratosphere.
I mean, I'm really curious. Like, does he realize, like, when he says shit, it's probably still amazing, right?
Well, he's probably saying shit in regards to how he used to do cardio 20 years ago when he was like elite Ironman status, right?
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, could Devon Larratt probably could still go run 10 miles if he had to, right? I mean, I'm betting he could.
Probably.
David Kotlow, Gary and John, can you talk about arm wrestling seminars and your thoughts on it?
Oh, yeah.
I heard the recent one that Monster Michael Todd put on Cali was dead.
What was it? This is my question. I wonder, because I think there is value in arm wrestling seminars pending your time in the sport and where you're at and who is putting on the seminar. I don't think all seminars are created equal in any way, shape, or form.
Well, if I wanted to go to a seminar, I would hope it's dead. Like, as me, let's say I wanted to go to Monster Michael Todd's seminar, and I'm the only one there. Then it's one-on-one. I'd be like, if you're at the seminar, that means you just get more quality time with the guests. So I think a smaller seminar is actually better for the participants. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's great for the participants, but it's like, what is Michael Todd charging for the seminar, and what does it include, right? Is it $100? Is it $50? Is it $10? Is it a hot dog? Those are things make a significant difference.
I filmed a few different seminars, and I love them. Like I'm always like feeling like I learned some. Like the thing about CrossFit, when I used to work for CrossFit, I probably filmed 30 different seminars, and people spend $1,000 to go to these things. And
right.
It's like, when even though I'm working, I'm like, damn, it's still valuable. Like you really learn good shit. So
here's one of the realities. Robert Kelly says it cost $100. $100 a little bit steep in my opinion, but I get it. $100. Now, here's the hard reality that we all have to come to face with, is that just because you are a phenomenal arm wrestler does not mean you can teach how to arm wrestle in any way, shape, or form, right? There are some arm wrestlers that can do it really, really well. If you ever get a chance to go to a seminar with Devon Larratt, you better do it. Because not only does he do all the Devon stuff, but he's also a pretty good teacher, in my opinion. I've seen others that were not good in any way, shape, or form. I've never been to a Michael Todd seminar, so I can't say what the value is. I guess the question for me would be, am I going to learn anything at that seminar that I couldn't already learn from his YouTube channel? Because if it's just extra YouTube channel stuff, then like I've already seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go to the seminar for the experience, hang out with other arm wrestlers, eat some.
The question is, what is the value of meeting that arm wrestler to you? That's a big part of it too. Yeah, is it worth $50 just to meet the man?
And I don't know if they advertise like it a ton, like Michael Todd's road trip through. I mean,
right. It might just have been a little smash and grab. No big deal. Jamie Sheldon in the chat, by the way. What's up, Jamie?
What's up, my Jamie?
That fit?
I think I want all our arm wrestling people to be able to make money. So if they can make money from seminars, I want them to. I mean, that's but at the end of the day, I think the world is ignoring the huge divide between the haves and the have-nots, and the government keeps messing with our dollar. Cost of living is all jacked up. Incomes aren't rising. So it's like, yes, $100 is going to get even more steeper for people. So I wouldn't necessarily take it as a jab against any particular arm wrestler, but it's a tough world out there. Yeah. I mean, I'm just lucky I'm married to a woman who's a beast, makes a good enough income that I'm allowed to make $12,000 a year off her YouTube channel.
That's pretty good.
That I'm, partially giving away.
There you go. $50 tonight. Keep chatting, everyone. You can get in on the action.
Yeah, $50. Hey, Jamie, I hear you. And is it true Harold Ryden is going to be on this live broadcast with you? Harold Ryden is my man. Is my man Harold Ryden back? Let me tell you something. Harold Ryden, he's one of the first professional arm wrestlers I ever met. Okay. He was at the very first tournament. And as a novice, a guy like who knew nothing, when I went up and I met him, and I was like, oh my God, like I feel like he's a holy man, like total devout God. I feel like God stood down and said, this man will arm wrestle. He gave him this crazy, like his hand is so big and his finger is so long. It's the first time in my life I was really like, oh wow, that's like literally a dude was built for arm wrestling. Like I'm telling you, if you ever meet Harold Ryden, it's just crazy for a tall, kind of lanky guy, this hand is just crazy. Anyways,
Mhm.
it sticks out in my mind. This is the first time I ever felt like an arm wrestler's hand. And I was like, oh wow, that's different. Anyways, he's a beast, and I hope he is back. I can't wait to listen to that stream. Oh, King Cali, when is that? Next weekend?
It's either, what is the date today? The 24th. So I think it's not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Okay. Who's your pick?
Which matches? Because they've got a bunch of them. I had Kyle DePuy.
Well, I mean, the title match is Derek and Tom Nelson, right?
Yeah. Right hand. I go Derek on that one.
Man, I'm so glad to see Tom getting fired up again. He's so mad at me though, man.
What did you do to make him mad?
I'm friends with Travis Bajan.
There you go.
It's so weird, man. Man, I don't know. Damn it. I don't know who to pick on that.
It's an easy answer.
I like both of them though, but
why are you picking with your heart and not your head?
Because I've always just been partial. I've always been a fan of Tom Nelson too. I'm a fan of Derek, but I'm a fan of Tom.
So you are the person who should not use arm bet.
Well, yeah, it'd be hard to stake. My goal, like I told you, my goal coming back to the sport of arm wrestling is see all the old timers getting refired up and coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, I just posted a Richard Lepkes and Ron Bath match, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, who do you think would win if Ron Bath and John Brzezinski arm wrestled again? I feel like that'd be a fun match.
I think Ron got injured, maybe, but I don't know where he's at with that.
Because the more and more I think about it, Ron was really close. I mean, you have the GOAT. We've all said John Brzezinski is the GOAT, but how close is Ron? If John was around, I mean, Ron would be the guy, right?
On his heels.
So I think that'd be a fun match. Throwing that out there. White Wolf, Gary, you are freaking right. Thank you. Oh, there's another comment on that thing that said Gary Roberts on that poll for podcast says Gary Roberts is he's a terrible podcaster. He changes the subject too much. Who is this? He's all over the place. In that poll.
Oh yeah.
He says Gary's terrible.
But who says it?
Some guy. I don't know.
Some asshole. I don't know.
Some guy. Okay.
This guy over here.
So you watched
Frode
and Coach Ray. Now, here's something interesting. I remember Frode. Is it Frode or Frode?
Neil calls him Frode.
Okay, so I remember Frode when he came to Tahoe Arm Wars, like 2011 or something like that. Like he was in Arm Wars 10 years ago. I had no idea that he was still like a beast. So I was pleasantly surprised to see him,
Frode is something else. So, I mean, Frode is one of those guys who, well, first off, we got a $4.99 super chat from Georgia Arm Fights. He says, Ron is healed up pretty good. All right. Glad to hear that.
Lamont Gaspariti. No one likes Gary. Hey, man, thank you very much. Listen, dude, I recognize I'm only doing anything that I'm doing because Uncle John is hanging out with me. Everyone loves Uncle John. He's the star of the show.
You know how when it was easy to identify that you shouldn't take the bait on the women in arm wrestling chat? Yeah. That's what this is.
No, I'm not that. I want to be the worst.
Oh, you want to be? I
want to be the worst. I want to be the worst podcaster. I want to be the lowest on the list. I want to be the largest channel with the worst podcaster. Want to be the worst.
So Frode Hoagland is the epitome of what you want. I mean, he is what you would call a showcase competitor in the Arm Wars Super Series. right? He is tailor-made for what Neil Pickup wants, and that is absolute death matches where you think guys' arms are going to snap. He will constantly put his arm in these crazy positions, and he smiles while he's doing it. It's absolutely ridiculous. The guy, you think the guy is coming to the end of his line, and he's only just begun to live his life the best way he knows how, which is in the trenches, just ripping and rocking, gripping and ripping as hard as he possibly can.
Yeah. Okay. So when you watch that match, if he really wanted to, could he have just closed it out really fast 6-0? If he really wanted to.
It's hard to say. He probably could have finished it out quicker than he did. I think on Neil, when they did the fix, Neil was talking about, or kind of impressing the fact, or alluding to the fact, that Frode will often put, if he knows he's in control, he will put himself into those positions, because he also is very keen to put on good matches, right?
When I was retrospecting what makes John Brzenk so amazing, that was one of his qualities, was that he would always test the other opponent's power. He would always be willing to go there because he knew he always had his outs, and he had so much confidence in himself as John Brzenk. He always had that path. So because of that, he danced in so many different areas over the years with competitors giving us amazing matches.
Yeah.
Because he chose to play a little. And it's like, that's what I witnessed. I witnessed Frode purposely going, in a slightly loose arm, not great position to see, like, almost, okay, this is fun. Can I let you dig in and get all that you want? And then try to drive back. And I was like, nah, that's fun. This is fun arm wrestling. I got to admit, I enjoy
to watch for sure.
Yeah. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. So let it be known that Frode Hoagland is as much of a beast as he has ever been. And anyone near his weight class should probably look out. Also,
what is his weight class?
175, probably.
Okay, so 175 in North America. Where's he at? With
the top, probably very near the top.
He's the guy. Frodo's the guy.
Somebody give me a list of who the top 5 guys are in that range. Let's look.
Because as an American, I got to do comparisons to fully understand.
I'm just gonna look at the U.S. rankings here.
That's how we Americans roll over here.
So they've got 173 to 190. I don't know if Frode would be in that one or the one below, probably 173 to 190, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So Clerk says Merlot. So Jason Merlot.
Yeah, that'd be a good match. That'd be a good match. The top guys right hand are Craig Tullier, Paul Talbot, Justin Bishop, Oleg Mose. I think he's competitive for sure in the top 3 right-handed. Left hand 173, Paul Talbot, Justin Bishop. I would love to see him and Paul Talbot. Love to see him and Jason Merlot. Frode is going to have a good match, whether it's going to be a good match or not. So all day, him and Justin Bishop, any of those guys, he's right up there and worthy.
And the beat goes on. Gary only notices negative comments. I am sorry. Is that true? I will try to find a positive comment.
Guys, stop making negative comments.
No. It's fun. It's fun. I'm into it. Remember when I first went live with Travis, I was totally getting into it. Hating, picking fights with all the trolls.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I had these big hopes that I would get in the car and I would pick fights with the trolls and I'd go arm wrestle them for content. But having a 1-year-old at home, it made so difficult. Like, hey, honey, I'm going to take the kid to drive down to Kansas City so I can arm wrestle this dude in the bar. What do you think? She's like, what? Anyways, I could probably do it now, but I got sidetracked. I'll try to find more positive comments. But anyways, no, I love trolls. I love trolls. What are you talking about? Okay. I keep forgetting to tell everyone, you will not believe this. I've talked about it with Travis a year ago. But Evil Phil, do you know Evil Phil?
Not really.
Evil Phil was arm wrestling's first troll.
Oh, on the boards?
On the board. He was the arm wrestling's first troll, guys. Evil Phil, the Northeast board. Anyways, I said, everyone was like, this guy, don't give him any attention. They said there was posts. You'd think Chris Gabi was bad. There were posts saying, conversing with this guy is bad for the sport. You know, sponsors come to this board and it's a complete shit show. Don't engage. And you know what I did? I went to meet this dude and he showed up. Him and his wife showed up in my hotel with a stretch limousine. It took me around Boston. Yeah, I got footage.
Oh
I'm going
my
to share this
God.
interview. Dude, I'm telling you, it's priceless. It's not going to, get a million views or anything, but I'll share this interview with this guy, Evil Phil. He showed up in the snow with a stretch limousine trying to show off for ARMTV. David Kotlow.
Unmute. Hey,
gentlemen,
what's
good
up?
evening. You guys said you didn't have any guests, so I thought I'd jump on here and have a little fun with you guys.
Finally, thank you. Is it your goal to grow your channel by
Gary,
raising the troll army to get as
Gary,
crazy
I'm going
as
to
possible?
grow it. Gary, I'm going to grow it if you let me talk tonight. How's that? I'm going to grow it big.
Oh, I'm muting you. I control.
This guy coming on your channel, Gary. He's coming on your show and thinking he can tell you what to do, Gary. Oh my
I'm just
word!
kidding.
I had to come in and add a little spice for Gary.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. No,
Gary,
Listen.
let's add a little fun.
Okay, hold on. Pause. Anyone who in the chat who doesn't realize that I'm in on it, like I love trolls. I love playing with trolls. I'm the guy. Okay, here's the deal. I will tell you a story real quick before we get to you, David. I was in the Marine Corps. My brother came down to visit me. I was fresh out of boot camp, and I had the weekend off, and we go to Los Angeles, and my brother's like, hey, let's go into this bar. And they had mud wrestling, and there was these hot ladies in bikinis, mud wrestling. And my brother's like, hey, I'll pay for you if you want to go wrestle with the ladies. And I thought it'd be like fun, right? So I jumped in there, and they were like for real. I thought it'd be kind of like sexy, but no, when you're trying to get like hipped, like just body slammed in the mud, it was totally not fun, muddy, total disaster. My point, I tell this story because the bikinis being the trolls. I jump in the mud with the trolls. I don't mind. I will mud wrestle you trolls. So don't get it twisted. I love it. Keep trolling.
You're on our side, Gary.
Keep trolling.
Just to clarify, would you nude mud wrestle with the trolls?
I mean, if I was a little bit more fit.
All right.
maybe.
So somebody go on Arm Wrestling Uncensored and post a new poll. If Gary was to mud wrestle with trolls, would he be nude or not nude?
No.
And then the follow-up question would be, Gary, which troll would you pick to mud wrestle with? Would it be Grant? Would it be Robert? Who would be your troll of choice?
I'm a little confused. How many you got?
I see it growing quickly. I mean, I didn't know Robert Kelly was such an animal, but he's just come on late. He might have to be moving to the top now because
these real? Are these are real names, right?
So I don't know if you guys saw the post from Robert. He had about 6 medals over his neck this past weekend. So he's a legit arm wrestler. I see. I don't know if he's wrestling girls or not, but he's a legit guy, I guess.
And
where was he arm wrestling though? Like the county fair, the backwoods league of.
Have him send a $5 super chat to find out where it was.
Oh.
Okay, now I didn't mean to spark something real, but I must wrestle trolls all day long. That would be funny. I think mud wrestling would be a little more safe than boxing. So the whole thing with mud wrestling is you got to have the actual pit of mud. That's not as easy to do as you think. I mean,
they could do them side by side, have an arm wrestling tournament and then a mud wrestling tournament. You can jump in them both.
Okay, so I'm taking your trolls are They're newbie arm wrestlers. They're not
So,
veterans, right?
so I don't want to spill too much because John already alluded to the show tomorrow. But what I think I'm seeing now, and it didn't start like this, is there's a lot of guys like me, amateur guys, get into the sport, passionate about the sport, and have a lot of knowledge about the sport too. A lot of these guys know about who the players are, what they do. So when people say you guys don't know crap, you're losers, you suck. Yeah, maybe we suck right now at this, but these guys are knowledgeable about the sport. And I think they're just making waves because, they also are good at trolling. So it's guys who know the sport and control. I saw somebody say today that, well, these guys never been to a tournament and all that. And I said, well, give us time. We're new. We want to get our feet wet. But yeah, that's kind of what I think I see is knowledgeable guys who know a lot about the sport.
I just would like to go on record and say that I feel like I can beat all you new guys, right? I could.
Left or right?
Right hand. My left.
The real hand. The real hand.
My left doesn't do nothing. Gary in a G-string would be funny. I have a commercial where I dressed up like a girl.
Yes, you do. Travis.
So Gary and John, I'm a little naive about you guys. I don't know your backstory about arm wrestling. Are you guys pros, like legit? I know you have a super match, Gary. Everyone's talking about coming up with this guy named Ryan. What's your kind of backstory at arm wrestling? How long you guys been doing it? I don't really know y'all stories.
I would just be really good because I feel like, so someone mentioned before, like, hey, what do you think about seminars?
Mm-hmm.
And I love arm wrestling seminars for the experience, but I think like the sad reality about the sport of arm wrestling is there's just no way to get better without arm wrestling, in arm wrestling without actually arm wrestling, and then a lot of arm wrestling. Like, so you got to do a lot of arm. It takes a lot of time. You got a lot of patience, arm pain, and all that business. When I got into the sport of arm wrestling, I was so weak. I never arm wrestled anyone for like 2 years. I just held the camera. I used to play around, never thought I could do anything. But the funny part is I just slowly I started to go to some practices, and I slowly started to like, I remember I went on a road trip one time where I did a lot of arm wrestling in Bob Brown's house. And afterwards my arm was falling off, and they were all like, hey, welcome. This is the new arm wrestler Payne. You're now officially an arm wrestler. And I was like, oh my gosh, it hurts so bad. How long is this going to last? And it was like, that went on for a period of time. And then eventually my arm just started to develop, and I was scared to hook. At some point I was like, I got into a hook and it didn't hurt. And I was like, what? I can do that. I started arm wrestling teenagers. And then when unfortunately a kid's arm got broke, then I was like, okay, I can't arm wrestle teenagers anymore. Then I started arm wrestling, calling out the girls, started arm wrestling the girl champions. Hence my match with Sarah Bachman, hence my calling out lady arm wrestlers. But then I started entering amateur events. Well, my point is, there became a time around 2007 to 10, I went to 40 tournaments a year. But the fun part is I entered the amateurs or the novice. So I arm wrestled there, then I arm wrestled afterwards. So I did so much arm wrestling, but by 2012, I actually won a couple amateur classes. And I would never call myself a pro. At that point, I just became such a decent novice level guy that I said I could beat any new arm wrestler like in the world. Have you never arm wrestled before?
Speaking of pros, I see we got a big pro here.
Yeah.
Jamie Sheldon, what's up,
Jamie?
man?
Man,
how we
What's
doing,
up, bro? Jamie was there.
doing?
Jamie was there for those early days of my
It
son.
was a good
What's
time,
up, bro?
I never get on these shows on Tuesdays, and I was driving two of my kids home from dance class, and I'm watching. I'm like, they don't have any guests. As soon as I was about to call, you got a guest, which is cool. Arm Wrestling Uncensored. So I figured I'll still jump on anyway for a few minutes and say hi.
Jamie, where are you displaying Artem's arm on your wall? I don't see it back there.
I gave it back to him, and I'm giving him $800 too.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, it's product with his logo on it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I forgot. Ryan just became a partner. The guy got an arm wrestle. 98%.
Oh yeah. I talked to him today. He was training like an hour ago. He said he's got to get ready for Gary, and I forgot that you guys were pulling.
Yeah.
So now he's got Philadelphia. and that whole 98% crew, man. I mean, yeah, that's going to do big things for NatFit up there.
Love it.
Yeah. Alex Willis says Gary is a poster child for the worst case scenario for advancing in the sport. I'm telling you, I became a decent arm wrestler just by hanging out with arm wrestlers. Like, that's what I was like. If you hang out with arm wrestlers, you're just going to end up arm wrestling. Then you'll arm wrestle some more. And it was like, at some point you'll just start to get better. But I was so bad, so terrible. But now the fun part is I still have some. When the great thing about arm wrestling is that when you build up that like tendon, you know, the tendons thicken and you have that arm wrestler kind of like trained in feel, it doesn't just go away. So now that I get back on the table, I still have a long way to go as far as getting some of the strength back, but my arm actually can still do some things. And it's really weird because I was like, damn, I haven't arm wrestled for a long time, but man, it feels good. Anyways,
like riding a bike.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Dude, your match with Artem, it's crazy. I'm like so impressed how I feel bad to say that you like did it easily, but you look so dominating.
Well, we sold it. You know, he's a good arm wrestler.
Sell it.
Don't get me wrong. Artem is a very good technical arm wrestler. I was just stronger than him. I mean, I didn't beat him with any technique. I was just stronger.
So Jamie, I actually pinged Artem the other day and asked him what happened, and he said me the exact same thing. He said Jamie was just too strong in every position we went to. So he confirmed exactly what you're saying.
Well, and that's kind of how I planned it. I was trying to come in as strong as possible to where I wouldn't have to worry about his technical ability, because I know he's a very smart guy and he's a very smart arm wrestler. So I just polished strength in every direction, and I knew at some point he might take my hand in the strap, and I'm almost old school Toddzilla. Like, fuck your hand, fuck the buckle. I'm going sideways. If you stop it, great. That's why I can appreciate Frode or Frode. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it. Frode. We'll just go with what Neil or we'll go with what Uncle John says. We'll call him Frode. Yeah, love watching his style. Like, it's so dangerous, but it's so, and he calls him relentless, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's just, yeah. Especially if it's State Kings and there's money on the line. Take my hand. I'm still going sideways. If I hurt myself, whatever. You got people betting on you. Can't lose.
Super chats, Uncle John.
Robert Kelly, $5 super chat. He says his wins were at the USAA Hinton Pro-Am hosted by Denise and Leonard. So not a backwoods county fair. Mike Coburg, $4.99 says, NatFit Nation, my man.
Mike. You're going to see Big Mike, Mega Mike in 2 weeks.
Mega Mike.
Yeah, he's looking good, looking strong.
And Mike has super chat with Jordan Silva at the Brzenk Challenge, right?
And he's got a super match with Jordan. Mega Mike is going to be very busy now.
Mega Mike, when you want to come on, the link is in the chat. We will talk about all of your matches. Ryan Blue Bowen,
because he doesn't have social media. You know, he's very nice guy, very cool, humble. But he should get on this show and just talk shop with you guys, because I think it would get you guys a chance to get to know him better. We know him, you know, because he trains down here with us. But very super cool dude.
Ryan Blue Bowen.
Ryan Blue Bowen says, Jamie, who are you hunting at 220 pounds?
Well, I'm still in the 190s. This damn summer heat's killing me. But now that I'm back working out again, I'll try to get to 220. But I can't call out anybody at 220. I'll get my ass kicked. So I'll call out like 195 pounder, and then I'll try to cut to 205 and pull somebody there.
Did you ever
I'm looking to pull everybody. People keep throwing names out, and I'm like, nah, these guys are too good. It wouldn't be exciting. So
did you meet Ryan when he came to the States?
Yeah, I saw him at WAL. His match was right after mine. So
have you ever felt him?
No, we've gripped up, but no, Ryan's too good. Ryan is a good arm wrestler, and he's stronger now. So I don't have anything for Ryan Bowen. I'll tell you that right now.
No, but when you met him, you didn't. Weren't you similar size then?
No, I was.
He's always been heavier?
I was probably in the 180s, maybe 190. And he might have been around there, I think.
200.
But I'm a little confused. Ryan, everyone I've read online that Ryan is bigger What was he a year ago, and what is he now? What I mean,
I think he's
not that much
220 now.
bigger.
He's 220.
Yeah, I think he was 200.
Yeah. But I remember Ryan when he was like 154, 165.
I would like to pause for station identification. No, just kidding. I would like to give a shout out for Ryan Blue Bone. This guy, he's growing on me. He's really good at what he does. I have mad respect for what the man has done with his channel. That's amazing. Well, you're doing a really good job. And I want to know, is there any chance? I know you live in Australia. I know that's a thing. And I know you have a wonderful daughter who has some special needs. Is there any future where you and your kids move to the United States?
Yes.
To blow up arm wrestling?
I'll answer that for him. He'll say no, but yes. Right, Uncle John?
I would love it.
Anybody can be bought.
Anybody can be bought.
Let me tell you, if this guy, what he's been able to do for arm wrestling while he lives in mother fluffing Australia, if he was here, oh my God, dude. Holy shit, dude.
Imagine if he was locked down here. Like, he'd be all over the place beating the crap out of people, right? That would be so exciting. His channel would have went crazy if he was here in the States doing a tour. Yeah, put his logo on a van and drive around. Ryan would kill it.
I know that Ryan could do what he does. Like, he puts out great content, like the big matches happen, then he puts out content. He could do that forever, never leaving his house. But man, like you said, if he were like here and could like jump around, the amount of bodies that he would have at his as a resource compared to Australia, oh my God, I want to see that happen, because I would really be curious.
Of course. I got a question for you guys. If you guys could train full time and do arm wrestling all the time, how much better do you think you'd be? Because I guess Ryan is a guy who can actually do this full time for a living, podcast and this. Do you think if you guys were able to do that, you would be that much better, or is it not really going to change your game? Not working a full time job, not going to 8 to 5. I know Ryan's probably got podcasts and stuff, but how much better can you be by doing that lifestyle?
Well, it depends on a lot of factors, right? It depends on how, like what is that life? Is that lifestyle include all the special things that you need to do? If like you are planning to be a top level elite guy, you know, how far are you going? Because obviously, yes, if I was like, all right, I'm not even doing videos anymore. I'm just training to be the best arm wrestler in the world.
You're a Levon. You could be a Levon, right? Levon can just train and eat and.
Right. I don't know how good. I don't know. It's all genetic limitations plus chemistry bonuses at that point, right? So obviously, anybody who is able to just train all day long, I think would get better. You know, but there's also limits to how much you can actually do before you just kind of burn out and fade away.
I will tell you who I am, and I love my position because it's the best position in the world to be in as an arm wrestler. I'm telling you, there's no other best. And it hasn't happened so much because I don't travel to 40 events a year. But when I did travel to 40 events a year, this was who I was. So every tournament, after the tournament, you obviously have a little after party. And there would always be the guy who just was in there, had nothing to do with arm wrestlers. He'd be like talking shit. Oh, you guys think you're tough? And all the arm wrestlers would be like, come on, please. Well, if the guy continued to talk shit, the arm wrestlers would say, listen, let's have you arm wrestle Gary. If you can beat Gary, then we will give you a little bit of respect. But if Gary beats you, bitch, get out the house. And this happened. So the one time I was outside and someone's like, hey, dude, get inside. We got a guy. So I came inside and they put me up and there was a guy talking shit and I just bitch slapped him. Bam! We even broke the bar table. I bitch slapped him so fast, our bar table broke and we flew off the table and knocked into this couple and knocked them off their table. I got kicked out of the bar. I was in the bar for 90 seconds before I got kicked out. But that's the place I love to be. I will always dance with the new people. Like if I can beat you, I say, you got a lot of work.
Gary's the gatekeeper. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's so fun. It's so fun because a lot of
Gary,
people,
you're the marijuana of drugs.
Yeah.
If you can get past the marijuana, then it's full throttle.
A lot of people think that they can be arm wrestlers. And it's like, if I can grip up with you and just manhandle you, then you really should just be quiet, go home, train. It's like, but occasionally I'll grip up with somebody totally new and they'll just be like, and I'll be, holy shit, dude, you should train because.
So who's the new Gary? If you're not who's the new Gary? Because you've leveled up, but who's the guy now? If you can beat this guy, you've got at least your foot in the door.
Well, see, the thing is that I was the camera guy. So everyone would be like, oh, if you want to be an arm wrestler, you got to beat the camera guy. Now
so you got to beat Alex Toproll then, right? Then
yeah, but now the camera guys are like really good arm wrestlers. I was like so bad. So I don't know if there's any new, if you look at all the media guys, they can all arm wrestle, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, they're all really good arm wrestlers. So I have a special place for being probably the worst podcaster, the worst arm wrestling media guy. I want to be the worst everything.
But at the end of the day, you still are the intergender champion.
Yeah.
Self-proclaimed intergender champion.
Well, I just think it'd be fun to continue to arm wrestle all the women champions. It's fun for content. Anything for content, guys.
Of course.
There you go. Hey, Robert Kelly with another $5 super match. He says Gary versus Robert, 2 out of 3.
Wait, where's Robert? Are you local to Chicago? I got to get a match in before I leave.
Yeah.
Where are you moving to, Gary?
Oregon.
That's closer. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that because the free heroin there, or what? They don't have any rules there. I know that you can do heroin and all kinds of stuff.
I was born in Oregon. That's where my family is. I don't know about other political business.
Drive down the hill, Gary. Come see us.
This is a great idea. This is the best idea right here. Benjamin McCabe and Bevan Lerzink at the same time says Gary versus Pradeep.
Ooh, Pradeep might be worse.
No, I think you destroy Pradeep.
I think I destroyed Pradeep.
Yeah.
I
think Pradeep said he had a hurt shoulder. He had some kind of injury. That's why he stopped arm wrestling. I think I heard him say something like that.
David Kuba, send me a message on Facebook. I need to get a match in before I leave. Guys, I'm gonna have to close out the show. What was your opinions on Frode and Coach Ray before we get off?
Gary, what about the money giveaway?
Yeah, that's the last thing we'll do.
Who, me? You asking me?
Both of you.
I didn't get to see all of it.
Uncle
great.
John?
I thought it was a fun match. I mean, it went exactly how I predicted it would go over on The Stake, which you can become a member of right now over on Uncle John's Arm Wrestling Show. So that was a nice couple wins for me, but Frode is just a different. There's people that are born with specific gifts, and Frode has a lot of them, and they're all located from the tip of his finger up to his shoulder. And he can do things that other people can't do. He can roll his arm the way other people cannot roll it. And he's death defying, in my opinion. And he is one of the very best. Just outstanding. Loved it.
Yeah,
Coach Ray, I mean, I guess we've kind of found out a little bit of information about Coach Ray, where he's at. He was very confident going in. But, we got to find out where Coach Ray is between Frode Haugland and Mazahir Seydu.
I saw somebody in the chat saying he should have had a riser. And it wasn't until afterwards when they were standing side by side that I did see the disparity between heights. That really does make a difference, right?
Well, he's been arm wrestling so long. If he needed one, he would know that he needed one. Maybe he's just one of those shorter guys that doesn't use one, There's a lot of short guys that don't use risers. So
I thought the production value was awesome.
Yeah, it looked good.
So you guys know about the John Brzezinski Paul Lynn match, right?
Yep.
So Travis has put me in charge of the live broadcast, and I'm like, man, I'm doing something stupid by thinking about spending money on trying to like have a system, somebody bitch slap me. Jamie, bitch slap me.
You're too far. It's too far.
What?
I love Chicago.
Oh,
what are you trying to do? Like, what are you trying to do with that event? I heard about it. Travis actually texted me. I was driving home from Arizona after I pulled Artem, and he mentioned it, and I was like, oh, that's going to be a good one. And I don't even think they had announced it yet.
I just keep thinking about how I can do more cool shit with live broadcasting, how I can take it up a notch, and it involves.
How many ideas do you have? Don't blow your wad all at once. You gotta slowly. You gotta tease people. You gotta rope them in. Come out with something cool every other month.
Well, you got to have the table shot. I'm thinking of a table shot, a roaming camera, a crowd camera, the ability to shoot to the side. The thing about
Gary,
live
the video you released that had like the interviews, the behind the scenes, and the match, like with John and Chance, like the way you cut and edited that thing, it was vintage Gary Roberts. Like, dude,
That's what's special.
Again. All your talents in one. Like, it was perfect. Like, I felt like it was 2006, and I'm like watching a Gary Roberts production. It was perfect.
I want to keep doing that, but Travis wants me to do the live broadcast too.
Okay. How much can you do with a live broadcast besides angles, right? And big money production? Like, what could you do? You're not going to blow your wad for huge production, right? Let them worry about that.
Yeah, I'm dumb.
Let
I'm
the
a
guys
dumb
with
arm
the
wrestler.
money worry about that. If they want to do that, don't you spend a damn penny.
Okay, somebody in the chat, tell us how long we've been live.
Today?
Yeah.
Hour and a half. I got to get out anyway.
Yeah, hour and 36 minutes.
Hour and 36 minutes.
Well, I'll let you close out the show. Just wanted to say hi. Love you both. You guys take care. All right.
See you, brother.
Okay.
Keep training. Keep looking sexy, man. Uncle John. You the man.
I rolled a 1.
There's a 1.
1. So that's 1 hour. Oh, 4. We haven't been on for 40. 1 hour and 3. Damn it.
3.
1 hour and 3.
Hey, Daniel York with a $5 super chat says, support the sport. Get us some NatFit. Promo code Arm Wrestling Derek.
1 hour and 31 minutes. So somebody who just came on. Now we're going to do the seconds. 26 seconds. So whoever's chatted at 1 hour, 31 minutes and 26 seconds is going to win $50.
Hey, also, Aaron Yearsley was on here earlier. Oh, there's Bubs. He wanted me to plug his channel, and I will do that as he is patron of mine. It's the Macho Man Arm Wrestling channel. Oh, yeah.
Well, I've seen his name so much. What's his story? Who's that?
He's a guy. You'll probably meet him out in Oregon. I think he's out there, Oregon or Washington, somewhere out there. And he had a super match with Jody Williams. And he kind of was in the sport for a while, and then he left, and now he's back. And he's coming back.
Wait a minute. Is he? So I saw Jody Williams. Oh, damn it. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Jody Williams put out a message that says, if you want to challenge somebody above you and they turn you down, is that right? Like, what are the rules with that?
Well, it depends on, look,
hold on. Was that related to Aaron?
Not that I'm aware of.
So who won with Jody and Aaron?
Jody won.
Okay. So now Jody wants to challenge somebody else.
Yeah, probably. Maybe that was the impetus of it. But here's my perspective on the whole above below thing. Number one, if you're below, you have to go to them or get them to come to you by you paying them to do that, right? Arm wrestling, there's not enough money in arm wrestling. You got a guy who's, let's say you're 10th place in the US and this guy is 7th, and you want to arm wrestle this guy. But this guy is holding down 2 jobs. He just happens to be good at arm wrestling. He doesn't have time and money to just go and arm wrestle something that's only going to get him to lose something. So there has to be some kind of incentive for the higher guy, right? Whether that be a free trip, whether that be just straight up money, or I don't know, but
you're right. You're right. I'll have to figure that out. Like, how do I pick a winner at 45 minutes? I need a dice that has a 0 on it.
Oh man. So we had a couple super chats, or one super chat, I think, from Pradeep Singh of Arm Wrestling News. He says, David was right. I don't arm wrestle right-handed, but left hand. I got you, Gary.
Pradeep, that could be true. My left hand is really, really bad. Whoever said that about the one, I'm gonna have to figure out that solution. Maybe a 6 on the dice. You never have 6 hours unless we were on New Year's Eve. My 6 would be the 0. That could be the fix. Okay, so I need you to just repeat that last part because I got blindsided by, I messed up my challenge already.
Oh my God.
You're saying if I want to challenge you, I'm ranked below you.
Yeah.
And I want to challenge Uncle John.
It's either your job to come find me on my turf, or you must bring me to you. And then if you're trying to bring me to you, it's up to me to decide what a fair deal is, or what I'm looking for out of, that type of thing. Because then you got to take time off from work and blah, 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 blah. It's just difficult because there's no money in arm wrestling. So
yeah. But what if
you got to do the work?
But what if, I think Jody's getting at, what if you're kind of like running away from me? So
yeah, well,
I'm finding you, I go to your tournament, and you're like, hey, we'll enter the class, and you like don't really.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that people do. It's not a perfect system, right? I mean, look at even the top guys. How many times are the top guys, the top elite guys, are they accessible? Absolutely not. They're not accessible at all because they're all tied up in different contracts, right? So it's not like anybody can it's not like I can go to Levon and say, hey, I got some money. What do you need? $50,000? Well, he's in contract with PAL. I don't want to do business with PAL. Well, then he can't do business with me, right?
Speaking of, I would like to say that ding, ding, ding. That's why on my footage is so awesome, because none of these guys had any contracts. Dude, Ron Bass and Richard Lepke's, they didn't even get paid.
Yeah, they're just doing it. It's just changed, right? It's completely changed now.
Dude, it's like, I was thinking to myself, how lucky am I that all these guys arm wrestled for nothing? I'm like,
awesome.
Anyways,
awesome.
I digress. Sorry. But yeah, I'm now curious. Who's Jody trying to challenge that wasn't being receptive?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him lately, to tell you.
Well, okay. That's why I think I really like Texas's system, where that's like official. They have their rankings. Like if every state had their rankings, and then if you wanted to be on the rankings, I don't know if that's the case, but let's say in Illinois, whoever the official people are, official rankings. And if you want to be listed, that means you have to accept challenges. Like if somebody challenges you, so we actually have a system to try to like leapfrog.
Yeah, if there was a system there that would pay people, because then you can't just say, oh, you're number one, you have to accept challenges, and then what do I got to fly all over, and like.
Well, that's why we're talking about at the state level. I think it's fun.
Yeah, the state level. You're right.
Come on.
It's just it's a difficult thing. Jeremy James wants to know where the rankings we should go by. There's a lot of different. There's two main rankings for USA and North America. The North America one is In the Hook, which is on Facebook, and then there's armfighter.net, which is just the USA, and they use PAL weight classes. So that's armfighter.net, and then In the Hook rankings on Facebook.
Arm Wrestling News. What is the dollar? What's the Indian money? What's that called?
I don't know.
Shout out to you. You're doing a great job of the channel. I liked your live. You should go live more often. It's nice to see a face. Usually it's just your voice. So that was awesome.
Hey, I watched Pradeep with Kyle DePew They did a show. They did a show.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Pradeep said, I'm one of his top 3 guys he looks up to. Are you kidding me?
Uncle John, you're
Awesome.
Uncle John, you're a superstar, bro.
God dang. Made me have
Keep it up.
little bit of love in this cold.
Kyle DePew sent me a message saying he got that interview, so I have to go check it out. I'll go watch it. All right, guys, I got to get this little dude to bed. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's take a chance. Maybe we got a Ram. Let's see what happens.
Ram. Roll that.
Ram. Let's see who it is.
Hold on to your butts.
We give you 5 minutes.
5 minutes for Ram version 2.0. Here it comes. Break.
Be good.
Oh, man. There's no video. Gotta get the video on there, buddy.
If you don't 10, 9, 8, 7. No.
You booked
Sorry,
out.
Break. All right, guys. Hey, if you're in the chat, thank you very much for supporting the channel. Man, I love it. I love what's going on with the sport.
Good times. It's growing.
We will see you next week, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. Wait.
Brother?
Let me ask you one question. So you're saying you went from 20 hours a week down to 2 hours?
Well,
But just going live and just doing shit?
Think about an ARMPR episode. That was literally 20 hours of work to make that episode happen. 15, 20-minute episode.
Yeah.
Now I do these reviews or the reactions. I got all this stuff. And I'm just focusing on a different way. I'm not doing a full camera setup. I'm not doing lighting. I mean, I am doing lighting here, but it's just so much more time effective, which of course I'm in mega training mode for Arm Wars right now. So I don't really have a ton of extra time to be spending all this 20 hours doing nonsense. And the videos I'm doing now are getting just as many views as the 20-hour videos I was doing before. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'll still do a big crazy video every once in a while, but I'm not gonna do the huge thing all the time.
And you're connecting more with the community by doing this way.
That's what I wanted to find out a different way to connect with the community, because I did it through ARMPR, but it was way too much work.
And you got beat up.
Oh man, I got shit on all the time.
Having to deal with all that crap. That's hard to that's not really worth the effort.
And speaking of RPR, I just put a members only Patreon exclusive video up just today or yesterday, talking all about RPR. If we're ever going to do RPR again, the demise of RPR, all these types.
Okay, I'll go check it out.
There you go.
All right. Hey, Uncle John, always a big fan. Hey, look.
Oh, matching it up.
Dude.
You're the man, Gary.
I always appreciate you, dude. Have a good night.
Appreciate you too, brother. Take it easy, man.
And Mazel, thanks for being here as always.
Mazel, chat daddy.
Everyone who's chatted. And I will announce the winner. I got to see who, but if you want to go look, it's 1 hour, 31 minutes and 26 seconds. The very first comment at that time mark or after is the winner. If you want to go look, I'll reach out to you and I'll announce it. We'll send you PayPal. However, we can get you paid for $50.
Adam with the $5 super chat at the last minute. Thank you very much.
Hey, no questions. That makes it easy.
There it is.
All right, guys. Peace out.
See you, boys.
Ciao.